I would have some random couple come up to me, or I would have random wait staff and just go, oh my gosh, like that is not like, thank you. Like,
Oh my gosh, that I work at a restaurant and literally the other day there were kids outside on the picnic tables jumping up and down. Their parents were inside letting
On
us
the top of the table?
on the picnic tables, yeah, because it's like outside seating. Another one, some people were letting their baby crawl all over the floor. I
Their
wanted
germs are still
to
wet.
be like, here, take this book.
I can get a new copy. Here you go.
this is my contribution, right?
Mhm.
Yes, I understand. I understand. And I mean, how many times do you go to restaurants and you see little ones engrossed in the phone?
Mhm. Oh, I see it every single night I work.
Yeah, they're not being taught how to handle social engagement, and parents are not, they're so concerned about having their time. And this is a whole different conversation that has like really bothered me. I see so much about self-care, 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 self-care. And yes, that is important and true. But when you're a parent, there's lots of times where you have to say, hey, like, yes, I used to go and have, weekly brunch with the girls or every 2 weeks or whatever, but now I may need to maybe just make it once a month.
Mhm. I think the book says something about that too.
The book does. He does. Yes, we still need those things, but I don't know that we need them the way we think we do. And we latch onto that. Well, self-care, I have to take care of myself. Well, there's something to be said about selflessness and leaning in, right? I mean, when I've got a client that is severely depressed and in a bad state, I encourage them to go out and volunteer, right? Connect with other people, give of yourself. I know you don't think you have anything in the tank, but communing with others and giving something fills our cup too, right? We just have to frame it in the right way, right? Yeah. So parents want to have this meal out with their friends, understandable, but is your kid developmentally capable of sitting there for 3 hours when they're no, no, they're not. So you're asking them to do something that they're not developmentally capable, and that's gonna cause a rub. So instead, the parent puts a screen in front of them.
I think this also goes back to the parent in the sense of, it's kind of, again, going a little off topic, but like, what is your identity in? Because is it in the activities that you do, to where if you're not doing them the exact same way, now you've completely lost yourself and you're like, everything's horrible and like you're not taking care of yourself? Because that's not what your identity should be in, is the way that the things are happening. Because you can still see your friend, and your friend, if they are genuinely a friend, will sit with you at the park while your kid's playing and y'all
Exactly.
and charcuterie and wine in a koozie or something. Like, you can do it in other places.
Yes. Yes. Hey, there was numerous times where we had book club with the girls, fun summer reads, and we would hire a babysitter. We would all bring our kids. We would hire a babysitter. We would say, okay, everybody gets 1 drink, 2 drinks based on how many hours we're going to be here. We're going to have food. Everybody knew their limits. Like, hey, like, we got to drive our kids in 3 hours or 4 hours or whatever. No more than 2 drinks, or right. So we would have these conversations. Everybody would be on the same page. We would only buy X amount of wine to cover that, right? And then we'd bring the sitter over and have a really good time outside or in the basement or, whatever, right? And our kids were being taken care of. It's easy to do. We just need to shift,
Mhm.
right? I was part of a cooking club where we would do the same type thing. Or all the dads and the husbands would get together, take the kids, hang out at the park, and the moms, the wives would all bake something, cook something, and then bring it over to somebody's house, hang out for a couple of hours, have a glass of wine, and then we were home again, right? So you can do this.
Mhm.
You just have to do it developmentally appropriate to your kid.
I think the other issue is we're not getting into like community with other people anymore the way we used to. Because one of the things in the book that I liked, it talked about was babysitting. Like, when is your kid old enough to babysit, or when are your kids old enough to have a sitter? And how I really thought it was cool, where it was like, if y'all have another family who has a similar aged kid, the
Yeah.
one girl would stay at home with all the other smaller kids. There would be a set of parents having a date night at home, so they were reachable and could help
Available. Yeah.
when needed. And then one parent would go out and have a date night, and they would like flip flop every month. So even the daughters would flip flop, like the older daughters, like the one from the other family would take over, and that other daughter would like be able to go do whatever she wanted.
Mhm.
The other parent stayed, right? And so I thought that was really cool, but I don't think we're creating those friendships, or even trying to even become friends with our parent, or with our kids, with friends parents. Sorry, I don't know if that's coming out right, but yeah. And we're making it harder on ourselves, I feel like.
Mhm. And that goes into,
Absolutely.
I think it was in the A to Z part. I don't remember what it said, but it was like, meet the parents that your kids are talking to. Because if you can probably tell the vibe, like, is this the kind of parent that would furnish alcohol? Is this the type of parent that lets them do all these things?
Mhm.
And then if
Oh
they
my
do,
gosh, yes.
have the kid come to your house.
We created the playland at our house. Because of that, I found it more and more. This was I don't know, 8 years ago or so. There was an attorney, which is the shocking part. It was an attorney that let their kids' friends come over, and this was here in the area, and would let the kids drink. And the whole reality, I mean, this is like 16, 17, 18-year-olds, like sophomore up. And the excuse was, well, they're going to do it when they go to college. They better, I'd rather them learn it in my house. Okay, well, but you just allowed them to break a law that we have in our state. And I think it's all of them that are 21 and up now. There was a few in my generation that were 18. But you're saying that it's okay, right? And that sends the message to the kid. Well, some laws you have to follow, but others, not so much.
Which ones are we deciding on?
Exactly.
Like,
They're going to decide on the ones that they want to break, right? And
mhm.
humans are really good at justifying why, right? We can make it sound, reasonable.
Mhm.
But the bottom line is it was everywhere. So around my kids. And so I was like, nope, we have the pool. We put together, soccer goal area that was pretty awesome. We had a zip line at one time. We had tanks for the kids to fish in. We had bikes. We had a trampoline. We had, gaming system, like a whole media room for them. Like, we did that so our kids would bring them over to our house. And I really didn't put a lot of restrictions on who they could have over. It was just a rule of, you will not be drinking here. And hands down, if somebody brings alcohol and I find out about it, They're going home and it's going to be a conversation with the parents. You're not jeopardizing. And again, this goes back into the fact that I'm a mandated reporter, my husband's a mandated reporter. Like, it's going to look worse on us and we're going to be treated differently because of that. So absolutely not. Right.
Yeah.
And my
And let
kids
alone
still know it.
the health factors, like, cool, if they do it in college, at least their liver will be that much older. Like, and you're more developed at least, right? Like, why am I going to start you young just because you'll do it in college? I get at 16, I still get a good like 3 more years before you go and decide you want to like ruin your body with all of
Right.
that, right?
But it
I
also
think,
means as a parent, you need to be a responsible drinker.
yeah.
If you're going to consume, then you need to be responsible with it.
Yeah, like there's the story of the girl who essentially became an alcoholic as a teenager because she saw her dad grew up with her dad
Yes.
having a drink or two a night, and it was just a regular thing. And now all of a sudden she's drunk and gets into all these other things, right? And has a baby with somebody she don't even know and who it is, right?
Yep.
And like,
Yep, because she was
although that,
drunk and couldn't consent and didn't know who was having sex with her, right? I mean, yeah, it's scary. It's scary.
and our
And I'm
kids
not
don't
saying I did it perfectly because I didn't,
know, of course not.
but it's constantly checking yourself. What can I do better? Hey, this is not going right. Reality check.
Mhm.
What can I do better? Right?
Yeah, for sure. And also when you're present, it's like your child is looking forward to being home or
Mhm.
being around you, right? So then they're less likely to do things that don't align with the family unit. Like, and he mentioned that a lot in the book.
Well, and think about how many teams you worked with where it comes out typically in the first 4 to 6 sessions that they miss their parent.
Mm-hmm.
They
Or
don't have family dinners. The parents don't actually sit down and have a conversation with them without multitasking something else. They don't get the one-on-one attention. So they're looking for attention elsewhere. Like that's just the reality.
or it's like what I really liked that he would mention. It's like get on your kids' level, try to understand them, and like listening to them, not like listen to them, they're telling you what to do, but just like hearing what they're saying, right? And I have a lot of clients where it's like the parents aren't actually paying attention to what the kid's wanting or assume that it's just a tantrum or all these other things when it's like they're telling you what they need and what's going on, right?
Or when the only time the parent is interacting with them is complaining about something like the way they dress or the music they listen to, and yada, yada, yada.
Well, and Dr. Leman very, very clearly says, like, hey, instead of saying, oh my God, this music sucks, saying, like, what do you like about this music? What is it that's appealing? That's a very
Not
different
in a condescending
conversation.
way.
Yeah, no, that's a very different conversation. Like, yeah, tell me, like, this isn't necessarily, and you can say, like, this isn't necessarily my jam, but I'm interested to know, like, what do you like about it? Is it the beat? Is it the music? Is it the artist and the mystique behind them? Is it because your peers are listening to it? Like, what is it? But it is a genuine, it is asking questions out of genuine curiosity rather than I got you. I'm waiting to just, that's a stupid answer. Like, oh my God, I can't believe you, right?
Or like, for lack of better example, like date your kid. You, if you're a single parent, you are currently like you're dating and you have a kid, right? So you know what dating looks like. Like, why shouldn't we get to know our kid similarly, like we would know like the things about our partner or the person we're interested in?
Absolutely.
Our friends, right? Like our, and then this goes to like, are we actually building relationships based on anything? And are we actually intrigued on getting to know people? Or or are we just sitting there talking about ourselves?
Mhm. Yep. So overall recommendations, would you recommend this to clients?
I've already recommended it 2 times.
I've recommended it a lot as well.
Actually, in a session, I had a specific part. I was like, I want you to just take a read real quick.
Mhm.
Mhm. I
Yeah.
do think though, after fully reading it, going, if all you did was read the first 85 pages, like that would be great. Like the book
Mhm.
feels big, read the first 85 pages. And then the back, use it like a, I'm having an issue, let me find my issue, let me read about it. If that's the least you can do. Because I
Yes.
know it can be a lot to read when you are a parent.
Well, it can be, but let me just say it was an 8-hour listen. So you got a Sunday, you got a Saturday while you're cleaning, while you're whatever, yard work, you can listen, right? You can have it listened to in a weekend,
Mhm.
at least a full week. So this is very doable. And that's with the A to Z, right? That's not just the 88 pages,
Mhm.
right? Front to back. It's an 8-hour, I think it's less than 8, but a listen. So
But I will say,
it's doable.
don't listen to it with the kids in the car because don't let them know your secret. Is what he
Well,
says a
that is
lot.
very true. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Because it is really cool to start doing these things and watching your kids go, what?
Mhm.
Right. And that means, yeah, you're on the right track. Keep going, keep going. Right. Now, full disclosure, I will say, y'all can look at the copyright date. I don't
Oh yeah.
remember. Right. I think it's 14, 15, maybe something like
It's
that.
outdated for sure.
So yes, he mentions social media in the respect of MySpace. So disregard that. Don't get hung up on that piece because there's a couple things like that. He talks about piercings and tattoos, and he says, like, what is your family culture? What are you okay with?
Mhm.
Some of these things, he doesn't want to be a fuddy-duddy, but it's not something that's okay in his household. And that's fine, right? That's fine. You just need to know what your family stands for and what you're willing to work with. But all of the social media that he references as MySpace, as we know, has gotten so much bigger, and our kids are inundated with it. So what he says about it, absolutely 100% is spot on,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So don't.
What I thought was interesting, I know we're wrapping up in a bit, but what I thought was interesting was like the anxious generation came out way after this book, right?
Yeah.
And when he talks about cell phones, he's like, I recommend 15 years old. And I was
Mhm.
like, the people who know what development is and what your kid's brain is going through think that you need to wait till they're 15, 16.
Yeah.
So why does your 2-year-old have a phone in front of them?
Oh my Lord. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes. And
I don't care.
I was a big proponent for that. And I will just say this because I don't know if I mentioned it when we were talking about the anxious generation. But my kids went to private school, so all the kids had phones. They always had the latest and greatest thing and whatever. And a lot of that has to do with the parents, and the parents feeling the need to flood their kids with gifts and stuff like that, keeping up the Joneses, making it easier on them, right? I did not subscribe to that. I knew where my kids were. I wasn't worried. They didn't need to communicate with me during the day. They could go to the front office and call me at any point in time, and I could call them, and I knew that they would get the message. So never an issue for me. My kids did not get phones. My daughter was a freshman. My youngest son was at the end of his 8th grade year. He received it as a reward for National Merit, Junior High Merit Honor Society, whatever. Anyways, so that was his thing. He was probably my most responsible kid. Anyways, My oldest didn't have it. Y'all know this story. He didn't get one until he was 3 weeks away from graduating his senior year, and he graduated in 2020. Okay.
Yeah.
So because he demonstrated he couldn't handle it, and he would tell you that
Mhm.
today as a 24-year-old. But I vividly remember picking up the kids from school. My daughter was in 7th grade. She's sitting in the middle. They all, roll into the expedition back seat. She happens to be sitting in the middle, and they're all talking about their day. And all of a sudden she goes, "Mom, I just want to say thank you." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" Because, that doesn't happen from teens.
You're never getting that.
You're never getting that, right? And so I was taken aback. I'm like, what? And she goes, "I just want to say thank you. I'm so glad I don't have a phone." And she listed off like 4 or 5 girls that were all in this nastiness thing where they were doing the bullying back and forth, texting each other such horrible things again we wouldn't say to their face, right? Because we can see their whole body react to it and know we hurt them.
Mhm.
Instead, they're just spitting their vitriol because they're angry, right? So it's not a good thing, but she was so appreciative. And that went on for quite a while, that she was just like, I don't want one, Mom. No, right? Because they're supposed to be going to bed, and then they're being blown up by all of these hateful things. How do you sleep after that? I'm a
My
grown-ass
thing is,
adult, and
when I was a kid,
got tension with a family member, and I'm not sleeping.
exactly. I'm also like, when I was a kid and got into drama like that, you know what? Maybe it's okay to talk to yourself and be like, you know what I would say if I was around them, da, 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 and get all your
Oh,
energy
I call those
out.
shower conversations, where you do lots of
Exactly. Do it to, I
conversations.
still do that today. I know that everything that I want to tell you, I don't need to be texting you or telling you to your face. I'm just very upset and wish I could like hit you in the face, but I wouldn't actually do that because
No.
I know.
And that's just an expression of frustration, right? And I tell all of, especially my couples, do not text. If you have any kind of emotion going on, put the phone down. It's not the time.
Hmm.
It's not the time. Right. So yes. His stuff is just reiterating what Dr. Haidt, social psychologist, found via research. Right. So
Mhm.
yes, they do go well together.
Damn.
And one was written a decade and change before the other one.
Which is wild.
Very.
Yeah. So developmental psychology, people, it's important.
Mhm. I feel like we need to take that class in high school or something, like before we actually start having kids or something.
Well, they actually offer it in high school. They do a semester of child development. They do. And they offer psychology, which talks about it, and they offer sociology, which talks about it. But we need to have our kids actually take the courses and not take them as filler blow-off courses.
Mhm.
So.
Have like a family practice. Everyone here, because mom's a therapist, you've got to take a psychology class.
Most of my kids did.
Yeah.
Of their own accord, not me. So,
And yeah, it was good. Quick, easy read.
yes, agreed. And that's why I like it for parents, because normally when they're bringing their kids in, they're at their limit, right? So they need something that's easily digestible and implementable.
Mhm.
Right. Well, what is our book for next month? Because I've
Next,
already forgotten.
I did forget to, but I looked it up. It's the What Happened to You
My bad.
Yes.
by Oprah and
Dr. Bruce Perry.
yeah.
Yes, it's a good one. It's a very, very good one. It is, so think Dr. Vander Kolk's,
The Body Keeps the Score.
The Body Keeps the Score. Thank you. I was like, oh, what's the actual wording of it? Body Keeps the Score. So that is a very more science academic, a little more like textbook-y. This one is just a conversation between Dr. Perry and Oprah Winfrey, where she's basically interviewing him. So it's a very easy read. Let me see. I have not downloaded it, so let me look.
It is on Kindle Unlimited for anybody who has Kindle Unlimited. And then the audiobook is 8 hours and 27 minutes. So it is an
Thank
easy
you.
read.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
I had a
So,
feeling.
yeah.
And it is, the hardcover is $13.95. So
Okay. Okay. Let me get my hard copy. So let's see what it looks like.
yeah.
All right. It is What Happened to You? Conversations on Trauma, Resilience, and Healing. It's a good read, and we chose it because we're going into holiday season, where we are often put in situations with other family members and pressures and all of that kind of stuff, and being able to understand what's happening to you and why these individuals potentially are triggering. I hate that word, but
I know.
so when I find a good other word, I'm gonna use it. I haven't found it, but I just really hate the societal.
Poking at you. I don't know.
Well, I usually say niggling, but some people don't like that word, but it's a word that my grandmother used to use with me all the time. It just itches at you, crawls at you, and you don't understand, right? It just like comes and gets you when you're not paying attention. So anyways, yes, so that is
Next month's book.
September's book. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it was August.
Yeah.
This month's book. Sorry.
Yeah. So it is
Yeah.
September's book. We just finished up August's book. So,
Yes.
right.
Alrighty.
All righty, ladies. Well, until next month.
Yeah.